We have Kyle Neubeck with us here. He's never wrong. He's always strong. What up, Kyle?
Wow. I feel like we certainly can't go that far tonight, Devon, when you consider that Wemby dropped a 50 ball. So, the hashtag no bag allegations made on the show. Perhaps not the case. And maybe Derek will come up here and sit on the stage with me, but we'll see. How are you guys doing over there?
Even in a loss, Kyle, a little more upbeat because of the performance once again that we've gotten from Jared McCain. I didn't expect this type of performance because of who is not in the lineup with him, even though he has played as well as he has in the month, to be perfectly honest with you. But he continues to surprise us, even in a loss where they dropped to 2-9. The kid was fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys have probably made this comparison already. Very reminiscent of that Tyrese Maxey game against Denver early in his career, right? Where they're banged up, they're short on guys, and you're just like, well, see what happens out there tonight. And of course, he goes out there and has career high night, and the playmaking probably as big of a deal as the scoring. I don't know why Austin Krell and Derek are looking at each other like that, but they're having some fun in the front row here as we're working here. But yeah, I mean, Jared. Maybe I'll let Derek expand at some point. Anyway, so look, it was a nice silver lining type of game, and I think we are quickly approaching the point where now we're going to start talking not just about Jared McCain as a rotation guy, not just Jared McCain as like how many minutes can you get him. Now at that question, like, oh man, can he make his way into the starting lineup, and should he just jump right in there? That's kind of the natural next question, because he's going out there. This is not him beating up on campaign, right? This is not him beating up on little guards or a bad team and backup units. This is him from possession one of his first starting appearance, going out there and making a statement, attacking guys like Evan Mobley on an island, attacking Donovan Mitchell, going shot for shot with a guy like that. That was, some truly special stuff for a rookie guard.
So Kyle, I brought up to Rich before you came on, Rich Bree and everybody in the chat. I brought up the conversation that we as the media had with Joel at training camp, where I know you remember where we had the conversation. Joel, he's just pumping up his rookie and making him look good, talking about how he's been the best player in training camp thus far. And it just made me recall back to that as we were discussing it, because of what he's been doing, watching him with Joel last night and seeing him trust McCain with those dribble handoffs, telling him to come back and get the basketball, and what he is doing. And Joel, for everything that you say, and Rich pointed out, the guy knows basketball, and whatever that was, he saw something.
Yeah, and look, we just talked to Caleb Martin shortly before I hopped up here, and Caleb was also reminding us of that we told you guys in camp, like he's looked really good. He's been one of the best, if not the best player at times at camp. And I think one of the other things that we're hearing from these guys now is like, we're glad you're getting to see, maybe some of what we saw behind the scenes. They see this kid work. They see him in practice. They see all the extra reps and the attention to detail, the film study, whatever it might be. And that doesn't always translate right away, right? Like sometimes it takes a while for guys the work's there, the want to is there, but the results might not be there for any number of different reasons. So it's always cool, whether you're on the media side, whether you're a teammate, to see that sort of stuff translate immediately, because then it's like it adds fuel to the fire, right? Because it's easy to get trapped in, what's all the work for if I can't,
right,
make it happen on the floor. Well, he's being rewarded for the stick-to-itiveness, we'll call it, on and off the floor. So yeah, great start for him. And I think coaching staff, players, organization, thrilled to see him out there playing like this.
Kyle, I thought this was the best game Nick Nurse coached all year. I thought they were laughably shorthanded, and obviously Jared McCain deserves a lot of the credit for keeping them close. But it felt like they had a coherent plan tonight, right? As Derek waves behind Kyle at the arena. They played small. They spread the floor. And I think some of that probably does not speak too well of Andre Drummond, because they were able to play 5 out. And they shot 25 threes in the first half. What did you make of kind of the game plan and how they went about trying to steal a game that they actually came pretty close to stealing?
Yeah, so I mean, I think they took the Goliath or the David versus Goliath approach and played David, right? Where they said, well, we can't run normal stuff, or we can't have our normal shot profile, I guess, to open this game if we want to keep it close. And they got up 25 threes by halftime. And I think to your point about it being the best Nurse game, Rich, I think it would have been easy to just get shots up, but the looks were honestly fairly high quality when you consider the shot creation talent they had on hand. I think they certainly, with Yabu out there, the ability to play 5 out and have some more open driving lanes against a team that has 2 guys who can protect the rim and close you off and steer you where they want to go. I thought that was really impressive. I do think, I mean, in the previous game, we did start to see with Joel and Paul some of the stuff they can do to, add new wrinkles, add new plays, get deeper into the playbook. And so we're definitely starting to see some of that. And look, credit to some of the deep reserve guys also for just, being ready. Like Reggie Jackson was horrendous on that West Coast trip. He came in tonight, gave them good minutes, a little punch off the bench. Adem Bona in his first real minutes ever had some moments, certainly was not perfect and, was never going to be. He's really raw, but gave them some good energy. Probably got robbed on a block goaltend call. I don't know where you guys fell on that, but yeah, I think across the board tonight, probably a lot to be happy about if you're Nick Nurse. And maybe Derek has a few thoughts about that. Derek, what do you say over there in your corner?
Well, I'm going to flip this back to Rich. I know you pressed a question on Twitter about, balancing the optimism with Gershon and McCain sort of establishing themselves with the fact that they are still only have 2 wins. Where do you fall on that? Because I think it's a resounding. I honestly think not only the vibe's up, but I feel more confident in this team if they're healthy than I think I even did before the season. A big part of that is McCain. A big part of that is Yabusele. I think we're starting to see decent things for Caleb Martin. I actually am starting to get reassured about this team if they are ever healthy. But obviously the wins are where they are. But so few teams have really separated themselves in the East, and so many of them are flawed, whether that's New York with their defense, the Pacers with their defense, the Magic with their offense. If McCain and what we're seeing is legitimate, I'm actually kind of encouraged, even though they have only 2 wins.
I think I'm with you too. It was one of those things that I had to speak or type in this case into existence just to make sure I wasn't kind of going crazy there. But I'm with you. They at the bottom of their rotation, they have a couple of guys who have wildly exceeded my expectations. I mean, I thought Yabu had a chance to be pretty good. I cannot believe Jared McCain is this good right away. Like this is not normal stuff.
No, with $140 million invested in 3 players, having a rookie step in, not only a rookie, but a rookie with skill sets you need with shot creation, with shooting, having a rookie step in on a cost-controlled contract is so huge for this team. And I think someone that we may have looked at 2-3 weeks ago as maybe, hey, if he plays great, that's a chance that you could increase his trade value. He's very quickly getting to the point no, you need him because you're not going to be able to get cost-controlled young players like this with skill sets that you desperately need. His popping is, I think, huge for this team, and I'm very confident in what he's shown so far.
For either of you two, because Kyle just said that Caleb Martin spoke to the media.
I like the rotation of the camera.
This is great. I'm enjoying that. Kyle said Caleb Martin spoke to the media. Kyle, what have you made of his last few games? I feel like he's played really well. I feel like he's the shots he took tonight. Let's be honest, he's probably not going to take them when everybody is healthy. But I feel like he's showing that he has these defensive chops. He's willing to compete. All of these type of things. Feels like he's starting to kind of find his groove a little bit.
Yeah, I said regarding the shots tonight, I said to Derek on presser, I was like, boy, he is living on garbage tonight. There are a lot of shots that are just They went in, but you're not going to want to see those shots almost any other night. And that's fine. Look, they had to survive by any means necessary tonight. Yeah, I think I said to Rich, to you and Roy last night, the previous 2 games, Paul George and Caleb Martin had combined for 13 steals, and he continues to be a guy who can wreak havoc in passing lanes. And he was up here talking quite a bit about that. You can see the vision. You can that when Kelly and Paul and him can all be out there together, that they should be some of the the best defenders in the league together because of the ways they can work off of one another, the ways that they can gamble but not gamble, like play aggressive but still have some solidity. And certainly when you have Joel Embiid back there as a rim protector, that helps quite a bit too. One interesting thing, by the way, and I won't say it, that we definitely know he's got any kind of injury or ailment, whatever you want to say. He did get asked because he's sitting here, I have to give Austin Krell some credit for the question. He was asked about his shot mechanics, that they've been a little smoother last couple of games, what's working there sort of deal. And didn't say anything directly, like did the whole, dealing with some things, I think was the phrasing he used, and said there are no excuses, like just got to figure it out. And there was one point where he kind of rolled his shoulder. I know a lot of people saw he's wearing some shoulder tape on the West Coast trip, and so maybe he's dealing with a little bit of a nail. But that I'm reading heavily into his presser body language, so we can run the tape later, and everyone can do their own sleuthing on that. But yeah, I think
the KT tape always tells the story, man.
You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like thoracic outlet syndrome to me. That's what that sounds like.
I don't ever want to hear those words together in the same phrase again.
Hey.
I would just say this. I said it in the recap tonight, but I think when he has good offensive games, people are going to start to appreciate what he's doing on defense basically every night right now. And that's not only guarding the other opposing team's best player for long stretches, but also being an active guy in passing lanes and making some preemptive reads that allows him to be a disruptor off ball too. So I think regardless of where he goes from here on offense, we hope he can make some shots. The defense is going to make him a very valuable player for this team.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us, Kyle and Derek.
Any closing thoughts, Derek?
No.
Did Franklin make his half-court shot?
Enlightening as always. No, Franklin did not make his shot tonight.
All right.
Is he's about as good as the Sixers record is right now this season.
Not everybody came to play tonight.
No.
2 for 3.
Well, I don't remember. I don't know what he did the other day.
I think he missed a shot yesterday too.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it, guys. Make sure you go read Kyle's piece. Again, the good, the bad, the ugly, the instant observations at allphly.com. Derek will have some stuff from the game as well. And the newsletter, of course, from Rich Hoffman tomorrow morning at allphly.com.
We all silly like the mayor.